Hi, this is Greg Johnson with Blue Book Services here today with Doug Nelson from our Trading Assistance Group. And Doug is talking about part 2 of his issue involving PACA and transportation. This column deals with interpreting inspection certificates and how it relates to damages. So Doug, it's most important when it's a vendor-to-vendor issue, is my understanding.
The produce vendors are very used to looking and dealing with USDA inspection certificates. They're used to establish whether there's been a breach of good arrival, whether there's been a failure to make grade, and also damages. They also come into play when in consignment handling and the reasonableness of returns. So the vendors are used to making sense of inspection certificates, and they're guided by PACA precedent. Carriers, however, are not going to have that same level of familiarity. So the articles, the series of articles are really trying to help the carrier get his or her footing on what PACA precedent is, so that they can, I guess, fairly resolve the claims that come against them.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the good arrival guidelines show the percent of defects allowed, which is very useful, and we have that in our Blue Book documents.
Right, and the KYC guide, or the Know Your Commodity guide for I don't know, it's like 80 some commodities. You can see it. And again, a produce vendor is going to be able to make pretty quick sense of what that table means. The carrier may need someone to help kind of walk them through that. Is 10% condition defects a problem with asparagus? Well, if it's average condition defects, that's going to make good arrival. And we should be talking about market level value for that product. If it's 10% decay, that's another matter. That would be beyond good arrival guidelines. So there's some subtleties there. Not that any of it's that difficult, but it would definitely take some time to get familiar. And so these articles kind of introduce some of those ideas.
Those defect guidelines vary by commodity, right?
Absolutely, they do. Yeah.
Well, that's a good guide, and I think we'll let it wrap up today, and we'll be on the lookout for part 3 in the next week or two. Doug, thanks for joining us today.
Yep. Thank you, Greg.